Chris Zacharias here at Tioga Motorsports Park. We're going to get a quick word with Betty Sherwood, the driving force behind the Spalding Foundation for Injured Drivers. And Betty, this time of the year seems to be a hotbed for you. You got some serious benefits coming up.
Yes, we do. We have two very serious benefits coming up. We have the Celebrity Dinner and Silent Auction, which will be on August 7th on a Thursday night at the Horseheads Elks Lodge. This is our 10th year for that dinner.
Let's talk about some of the drivers. I mean, you always have some marquee names showing up. Who do you got on tap for this year down there?
Well, right now we have a commitment definitely from Kenny Schrader and from Ray Abernham again, and I'm waiting at this time to hear from Ray on who he's bringing. Hopefully it'll be Mr. Elliott.
Well, Ray, of course, has a corporate jet. He's able to fly anywhere. These guys are going to be in town, and they've always been a big supporter. I know Ray has some background in the modifieds in the Northeast, so he's got to be more easy level to deal with when you talk to people like that.
Oh, he's a really nice guy, Ray is, and he's been, like I said, he's been at this dinner every year, and Kenny has been at the dinner every year.
And how about some information on the website or some phone numbers where they can get a hold of you to get some tickets for that event?
Yes, you can get tickets at 07 Racing Collectibles on Main Street in Endwell. You can get tickets at the Horseheads Elks Lodge. You can get tickets through the Spalding Foundation by calling 607-687-2991. And you can get tickets at Eckerd's Drugs in Sayre, Pennsylvania.
Well, that's about it. We're done here. This is Chris Zacharias reporting for Tioga Motorsports Park. Chris Zacharias back at Tioga Motorsports Park. We're with Betty Sherwood once again. Betty, we talked about it a couple of years ago. We had a great benefit for you here at the Speedway with some big-name drivers. We get to do it again this year.
Yes, we do, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's going to be Saturday night, August 9th. The gates will open at 4. Racing starts at 6. We're going to have Elliott Sadler and Jeremy Mayfield in a late model match race against their rig drivers and crewmen. We're going to have Tony Stewart, the Winston Cup champion, and Kenny Schrader in the modifieds, racing with our modified drivers, which will be a lot of fun to watch. And we're going to have Jimmy Spencer and Robbie Gordon doing an autograph session.
Well, what's neat about the fact that Kenny Schrader and Tony Stewart are in competition, they're racing against our local boys. I mean, there's money on the line, there's points on the line. It's a showcase for our drivers to be able to take on the world's best in Tony Stewart and Kenny Schrader.
Yes, it is, and I think that they'll all do a great job and have a lot of fun.
And, of course, Robbie Gordon's going to be here signing autographs, and he's a road course specialist. They're going to be at Watkins Glen on a road course, so it'd be kind of neat if he can score the pole. Fans can get a chance to come down there and see him and even get an autograph.
Yeah, that'd be great. And, of course, having Jimmy Spencer here is like, you know, top of the list here at Tioga Motorsports Park. This is Jimmy's old stomping grounds, you know.
Yeah, it's been a while since Jimmy's been back here, but always a fan favorite when he's here. And let's talk about some of the events that are going to be going on. Not only are they going to be doing some match racing along with those guys driving in the modifieds, but fans can get autographs and chance for them to get up close and personal and come see these guys. And it's also a great benefit for the foundation.
Yes, it is. We'll raise a lot of money that night for the foundation, and we really appreciate Tioga Motorsports Park presenting this for us.
And, of course, admission for that event is only $10. Admission for that is $15. $10 for the regular admission and $5 going to the Spalding Foundation. And believe me, as a driver, retired driver now that is, a lot of these guys appreciate any help they get from any kind of outsource. And when these guys get hurt, it's always the Spalding Foundation that's ready to step up to the plate for them.
We really try.
And that's it from Betty Sherwood and Chris Zacharias from Tioga Motorsports Park. Back to you, Ron.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow, beautiful job, Nicole. She has done that before, and she will do it again. Great job on our anthem. Our factory stocks coming through turns 3 and 4 side by side. They're watching Sam Folk, as are we. They step on the gas, and we are racing here on Saturday night. Down the back straightaway. Mitch James in command of this one with about a half a car length over Dwayne Manzer. Lap 1 of 4 completed, and it's Mitch James at the lead. Trying to build up his lead. It's about a car length now as they go into turn number 3. Both M&M Racing and Dwayne Manzer are successful in pulling in a lot of sponsorship for this car, for the cars on this new class. Manzer takes a peek inside through the corners, had to lift just a bit and lost that opportunity to make the pass up there in turn number 2. And it's 2 down, 2 to go for the factory stocks. Again, on this class, it is our entry-level class. Modifications not allowed on these. It is a stock class with a roll cage, a fire extinguisher, and a driver's suit and a helmet and gloves, and you're pretty much ready to go racing in this one. Both M&M Racing folks and Dwayne Manzer over there afterwards. This one a 6-lapper, my mistake, 6 laps for the factory stocks. This time by it'll be the white flag for Mitch James. And Mitch with about a car length lead into turn 3 once again. Dwayne with one final shot as they come off the corners, and looks like this one's going to belong to M&M Racing. Mitch James picking up the factory stock heat win, and also competing in our B modified class where he picked up a win a couple weeks ago. They're picking up speed, get to the start line, and we're racing. Side by side, Pitkoski and Prescott through the corners. Urso making an inside move on Ed Evans. Urso in that flaming number 99, the bright car running in third right now. Young Jason Pitkoski leads lap number 1. Again, he's only 14 years old, able to make a start in the Legends class. Prescott takes a peek upstairs, as does Jason Urso, former Legends champ, National Legends champ in car number 99. Prescott to the inside and Urso to the high side. They're going to do a 3-wide deal through the corner. Urso having to lift just a bit, but Art Prescott comes off turn number 2 as the leader. Ed Evans making a peek inside Justin Pitkoski. Justin keeping 3 cars at bay. He's on the high side of the track. Urso to the rear of him. And Ed Evans takes over second. Brierton now in third. Brierton and Urso going to go side by side. Up there off of turn number 2, it's Urso to the high side. Brierton now making a bid for second. He takes a peek, has to think better of it. And halfway home for the Legends. Prescott looking for his first heat win of the season. Brierton, Urso, and Ed Evans. Look at that 3-wide deal as they approach turn number 3, and Urso backed off, wisely so. These guys certainly able to run 3-wide. They're small enough, but not the best thing to do in a qualifier. Brierton takes over second spot, brings Urso along, and Ed Evans drops back to fourth. Fifth is the Ben Reynolds, number 45, Pitkoski, and Matt Prescott into 22. 2 laps to go for Art Prescott. Art's got some company. Rob Brierton has chased him down, just about a car length separating them, and here comes Jason Urso. He is winless so far this year here at the track. Best feature finish has been a second on opening day. Brierton now takes to the inside of Matt Prescott. 1 lap to go. Prescott looking for his first checkered flag. Brierton is as well, and off of turn number 2. He peeks to the inside, finds nothing, but he's going to stay there. Art Prescott giving him the room he needs, and here he comes. Rob Brierton, just in the nick of time, picks up the heat win over Prescott from under the car. So that is the diagnosis on Billy Coyle. Jim House leading in the number 75, and then it's the 74 of Ziggy and Scott Regan. Car bobbles just a bit. Right in front of Matt Gilson. Ziggy now onto the high side of the track. That is going to open up some racing room for Tom Sunderland. Sunderland right now running in 3rd position in car number 24. Bart Terry in 4th, Gilson and Scott Regan running side by side for 5th. Ziggy picking up a heat win last week, looking to repeat. Not sure about the Billy Coyle machine. He's staying with the pack of cars. Don't see the smoke. Perhaps it was just something in the overflow, not real sure. Sunderland now to the high side of Jim House. Ziegler watching that transaction take place. As we reach the halfway point, 4 down, 4 to go. Sunderland to the high side. Ziegler making the jump out there with him. Nose of the Sunderland car has the edge up there in turn number 2, but that is not where the lap is scored. Sunderland trying to complete the pass on Jim House. Trying to get around him as well. Ziegler to the high side of House yet again up in turn number 3. Two to go for Tom Sunderland. Sunderland with about a 2-car edge over Jim House as they come off turn number 2. Looks like the advantage is building as they head for turn number 3. Ziegler still trying to find his way around to take over 2nd spot. White flag for Tom Sunderland. One last chance for Ziegler. He's made the commitment to go to the outside. It's going to boil down to a drag race, but House definitely has the preferred line on the track, but the win is going to go to Tom Sunderland. House in 2nd over Ziegler. Bart Terry, Matt Gilson, and Billy Coyle. Scott Regan coming in last in this one. Matt Held, Derek Tarbox in row number 1. Derek, the first one into turn number 1, comes off the corner to the delight of his fan section sitting below me here, Derek Tarbox. And we got some close racing, almost a 3-wide deal, and there is a 3-wide deal with Doherty. Matt Held and Chris Clark, they survived it through the corners, but RJ Zacharias got through there first. RJ now the chaser of that 42 of Derek Tarbox. Clark has 3rd position, Visengard, Doherty, and Matt Held in that order. Derek, the 42, running an 84 Olds Cutlass. RJ with the bow tie on his number 71. This time by, it's going to be halfway home for Derek Tarbox. Chris Clark feeling the pressure from Matt Visengard. Clark running in third. Visengard trying to find a way around. Visengard right now in fourth spot. Doherty sits back there in fifth. Of course, 5 points for a heat win here at Tioga Motorsports Park. Points critical anytime you're running for the championship, and Tarbach still leads off the corner. Chris Clark bobbles just a bit, and now we see smoke coming from the 28 of Matt Held. Matt battling that car, seriously battling that car up there in turns 1 and 2. Doherty takes a peek to the outside of Matt Visengard as the laps are winding down, but now 2 to go. Looks like he may be leaking water. Hope it's water. White flag for Derek Tarbox. RJ Zacharias takes another peek to the high side. If Derek can maintain his line, he'll pick up consecutive heat wins. And Glenn with the checkered flag in hand, waiting to display it to one of these drivers. Tarbox going to hug the inside of the track as he has done. And Derek Tarbox picks up the win. But life goes on, and Greg is about to turn him loose. The green comes out. Kevin Dobler, the outside row, the place to be. Kevin Dobler and Jim Lamoureux proving the outside not so bad after all. Dobler and Lamoureux leading the field into turn number 3. Trella runs in third position, then it's Billy Coyle and Shane Courtright side by side for fourth. Courtright takes a peek as they come off the corner and takes away third position from Craig Trella. Courtright, also a graduate from the Legends class. Lamoureux with the inside advantage now as they go into turn number 1. A clean pass on the part of Jim Lamoureux. He got the racing room he needed up there in 4. And Kevin Dobler gave him that line that he needed. And the new leader is Jim Lamoureux. He'll lead lap number 3. Courtright, Wilbur, and Trella running in 5th. Trella has company as the 94. Billy Coyle is right there knocking on the door, peeks to the inside. Billy Coyle in a move to take over 5th and does. Trella drops back to 6th. Lamoureux building a big lead now over Kevin Dobler. Himself with a big advantage over John Wilbur. Wilbur holding down third position. Shane Courtright trying to reel him in the number 15 car. And Billy Coyle still running in 5th. This 8-lap qualifier again. Top 5 handicapped for the feature event. And Lamoureux sees white. Coyle has caught the 15 of Courtright, peeks to the outside, and loses the momentum he needed. Courtright will, no doubt, and a lot of smoke coming out of the 15. Courtright goes up in a puff of smoke. Billy Coyle gets the spot he needed, and Lamoureux gets the 5 points he needed, putting some pressure on Lapolis. Lapolis will be in the next heat. And unfortunate incident there for Shane Courtright, coming up about a quarter of a lap shy of making it around in this 8-lap qualifier. Field was given the 1 to go signal. We're ready to go racing. And Joe Beretta makes a nice move to get the Jim Brown spinning up there in turn number 2. caution coming out for a sloppy start. So now they're going to get scolded just a bit. Keeping things nice and clean and well stocked back there in the ladies' room anyway. Joe Beretta being pursued on the inside by Glenn Lapalus. I guess that feature win felt pretty darn good last week to Mr. Lapalus. He leads lap number 1 over Beretta, Swansboro, and Schneider. Caution coming out for Brian Nalepa, who has spun up here in turn number 4. And the field comes up to speed. Let's see if we can get this one underway. 1 lap up on the board. Glenn Lapalus picking up right where he left off. George Swansboro trying to take over second and does as they go down the back straightaway. Beretta hangs on to third. Charlie Pike making a nice move inside Schneider to take over fourth spot. Schneider back to fifth. And it looks like that wasn't quite 200-mile-an-hour tape. It might have been 40-mile-an-hour tape on the number 56. You can see that sheet metal peeling away on the number 56. Lapalus with a big lead now over Swansboro. He's got about 2 car lengths over Joe Beretta, who has about 4 over Charlie Pike. They pulled away from Brian Nalepa and Al Slavic in the number 40. Joe Schneider's problems are sending him to the pits, and George Swansboro realizing that that was in danger of coming off wisely, pulling it into the infield area. They'll work on that and get it attached properly for our feature, no doubt. Back up front, it's the Glenn Lapalus Show. Charlie Pike with a good run. He has caught Joe Beretta. Charlie's first appearance here this season in the number 66 with 2 laps to go. That is the battle to watch for the second position. Beretta has the spot. Charlie Pike about a half a car length back and closing. White coming out for Glenn Lapalus. Looking to match the 5 points that Jim Lamoureux got for his heat win. Look like Lapalus may be slowing just a bit. On the other hand, may not be pushing his car at this point in the evening with a feature race coming up a little bit later on. And he keeps it at 8 points. 8 machine, Glenn Lapalus picking up the win. Well, we talk about how points are so critical, and 5 points for a heat win. Jim Lamoureux, our leader, picked up 5, and now second place point man Glenn Lapalus, other Bowen racing machine. Field comes up to speed, hits turn number 4. We're racing. Glenn Stilson off of 2 and down the back straightaway, your leader, Cody Gregg. Cody, a rookie last year, has shed his rookie stripe and is coming on strong this season. Chris Lord running in third position, fourth. Ben Reynolds, and then it's Buck side by side, the battle for 6th. On the inside, it's Norconk. On the outside, Jake Roth in that fluorescent number 1X orange machine. Norconk takes a peek upstairs on the outside of Chuck Frisbee. Not quite enough bite up there for the number 19, and Norconk goes around. No contact with anyone. That's the good news for Jerry. If you follow the history of some of these cars, that is on the 4th of July weekend. You won't want to miss it again when it's dark at the end of our night. Glenn Stilson resumes the race lead over Cody Gregg. Ben Reynolds side by side for 4th. Chris Lord and make it 3 wide as Chuck Frisbee does that bonsai move, makes it stick, and Chuck comes away in good position. First year in an open wheel car, and Chuck Frisbee has found that you can make a 3 wide deal happen if you've got the horses under the hood, and he does. Frisbee now takes over 4th position as we reach the halfway point again, 8 laps. Top 5 handicapped from each heat for the feature event. He has caught Ben Reynolds. That would be a move for the 3rd position. It looks like Brandon O'Reilly is going to park the Bowen number 49. 2 to go for Glenn Stilson. Cody Gregg doing a good job hanging on to 2nd position. Reynolds holds down 3rd. Frisbee right there in 4th, and Jake Rout has 5th. Jerry Norconk wants it. Norconk peeks to the outside. He knows the top 5 will be handicapped. Glenn Stilson on a Saturday evening stroll in that number 99 machine. Stilson comes off the corner, sees black and white, picks up the heat win. Again, the outside row may have been the place to be. Dean Ripkema was there, and Mr. Outside Row 1 leads the field into turn number 3. Slater hangs on to 2nd. Patty Pruitt still on the outside, running in 3rd. Terry Zapp on the inside. Terry hanging on to 4th spot. He's got company on the high side. That is Gene Sharpstein. Wayne Lent. Oh boy, is he really going to make it 3 wide? Lent to the inside of Sharpstein, takes over the position. Here comes Terry Zacharias to do likewise. Back up front, it's still Dean Ripkema running away with this one. Pruitt looking for the inside edge on Phil Slater. He's got that pretty well locked up and pulls away to about a 2-car advantage now over Patty Pruitt. Lent now has caught Terry Petrobowski. As this one is half over, it's Ripkema with about a 6-car edge now over that good battle for 2nd spot. Patty peeks to the inside of Slater. He slams the door on her. They come off the corner. Here comes Patty moving to the inside. And she has that position. Slater has to give her the room. Patty Pruitt takes over 2nd. Terry Petrobowski tried to take away 3rd. Had to get on the brakes, and that allowed Wayne Lent the racing room that he needed to get around and take over 4th spot. Lent now on the rear deck of Phil Slater, that battle for 3rd position. And Dean Ripkema gets the 1 to go signal. Currently 4th in the point standings. He was a contender for the title a year ago as well. And Glenn says, shoot him in. Ripkema picks up the heat. Car number 47, and riding in the zero machine, RJ Zacharias. Vanderpool from the outside of the front row, as is Billy Pruitt. So they are proving that theory, and here comes Brian Bowen. Those 3 cars running 1, 2, 3, all lined up in the outside for the start. Vanderpool, Pruitt, and Bowen leading Chris Clark, Dwayne Ellis, Steve Kent, and RJ Zacharias Pruitt. right behind our race leader, Richie Vanderpool, as lap number 2 is about forward. Time by, Richie Vanderpool will get the halfway signal from our starter as Chris Clark has caught Brian Bowen for the 3rd position on the track. 4 down, 4 to go in our final qualifier here this evening. Richie Vanderpool with some breathing room. He's got about 5 car lengths over Billy Ray Pruitt. Not so for Bowen, as Chris Clark less than a half a car length separating those two for 3rd spot. And it's 2 to go for Richie Vanderpool. RJ Zacharias and Steve Kent bringing up the rear in this one. RJ getting some open wheel experience in our modified division and today in the B modifieds. Vanderpool gets the 1 to go. Clark takes a peek inside Brian Bowen, but this is the final lap. No doubt he will be content to settle for 4th spot, and the win goes to Richie Vanderpool. You know, there's a little bit of ham in all of us. There's a lot of ham in you, Eddie Jones. get these fans going. It's wave lap time up there in turn number 4. Eddie wants to see a big wave starting up there in turn number 4 and all the way down the front straightaway into 1. It's wave lap for our factory stocks. You get it going. Eddie, tell him up there in turn number 4 to get that wave going. Whoa, Eddie's telling you. Mitch and Dwayne are waving right back at you. Folks, please take your seats. Get away from the fence. All boys and girls of all ages, away from the fence. For the 62, who will it be tonight? And they're picking up the pace just a bit. They get to the stripe in turn 4. We are racing. Eddie Jones turns them loose. Good job, Eddie. 12 laps the distance for our factory stocks. The story on the 84 machine all season long has been transmission. It has had a sour transmission. Did not keep it out of victory lane last week, however. But these cars did run the other direction on the track. It was kind of a novel thing, and we had some fun with it. It was a good, clean, safe race. Half a car length separating the two. Mitch looking for his first win. The win in the 84 last week was Marty's. Down the back straightaway again, about a half a car length is what's the separating. 50-50 sellers, we're looking for you up here in the tower. We got some money we want to spend. Mitch gets a little loose in between 3 and 4, but Dwayne Guy, there's his new name, wasn't able to capitalize on it. Little tap, they're swapping some paint. I can guarantee these guys are having fun out there. Dwayne has been a longtime member of the Maynard crew. Put the car together over the winter months. It's an 86 Old Cutlass. And Marty goes around. Let's see if he'll keep on moving. Marty, you have to learn to stop and put the caution out. Oh, well. Better this way. Better this way if you're a fan of Dwayne Manzer. I won't tell you what happened on opening day. If you were here, you saw it, but lap number 6 goes up on the board. We are halfway home. Eddie Jones showing the halfway signal to our 2-car field. And the caution is coming out. We have a report of some debris on the track. Away from the fence. Front straightaway. Get away from the fence. Please take your seats. Get away from the fence. Thank you. Look at the drag race we got going on down the back straightaway. Marty working Mitch working the high side, and Dwayne working the low side. Almost a dead heat. I would give that lap to Mitch as they cross the stripe. Mitch looking for his first win. That car is being driven on alternate weeks by Mitch James and John Martinick, and John picked up the win last week. He was the one that ended the dynasty that had been Dwayne Manzer. 4 laps away from solving this dispute here. Well, they're sure making it interesting. This one not a runaway. Manzer coming off the corner, leads another lap. Next time by, it'll be the 2 to go signal. Harry Folk providing some guidance to Eddie Jones on what exactly that means. Of course, he's used to hockey rules and regulations. That's the move, Eddie. It's all in the wrist. And Mitch, once again, a little bit too much throttle, I guess, as he comes through the corner. 2 to go, the signal from Eddie Jones. Two more flags to display, Eddie. Everybody's favorite will be the last. This time by, it'll be the white. And Eddie waves the white flag to Dwayne Manzer and Mitch James. Whoa, we're swapping some paint up there in the corners, and Mitch trying to find the inside line on Dwayne. Dwayne trying to cut him off. They're making it interesting. They're going to have a drag race down the front straightaway. Who's it going to be? A little bit of sheet metal damage, and who says you have to have a full car field to have fun? Dwayne Manzer picks it up. Mitch James making it exciting. He gave it all he had on that final lap and goes home with a little bit of sheet metal damage. And Eddie Jones, what a great job on the flagger stand. Nice job, Eddie. Congratulations. These applause are for you, young man. And my partner, I don't know what he's going to talk about today. He's asked him just about every question there is, but we have a lot of fun with Dwayne, race guy Manzer, and who better to have fun with him than Chris Zacharias. And a hats off to Mitch James as well. Good job for him and the part of making a last moment charge. But let's see what race guy has to say on July 19th.
Well, basically, to make a long story short, folks, this division was started this season, and these two guys here that are competing are just like you folks that sat over here. They've been fans for years, sitting on that side of the fence. We started this inexpensive beginner class for these guys. It's just starting out. This is about the 5th race of the year for these guys, and these are truly a stock race car. There's not a lot of racing equipment that's allowed in these. I mean, they're basically the only thing they're allowed off of a real race car would be safety equipment. The motors are stock, the suspension stock, the gas, the whole back of the car stock, the front of the car stock, and you're out here having a blast, and that's what this class was developed for.
Oh, man, what a riot. Where's the cars, guys? I keep hearing you guys are building them. Where are they? Bring them. Let's go. Beat me, guys. Come on.
This is Dwayne. He's also known as Race Guy in Race New York. You see him up on there cheering you every week. And let's talk about, I mean, that one was kind of exciting. I mean, you guys actually swapped some paint for once. I've been telling you guys you need to make these pretty cars look a little rough and tumble, and now it's finally starting to happen.
Marty and Mitch apparently did their homework, and they got their car running a little bit better, so I put the bumper to him a couple times, and he put the bumper to me over here in 3 and 4. I held on. I wanted this one in the worst way. I finished second for the first time last week, and I didn't like it.
Well, let's talk about Mitch James was running that car this time by. Marty got his first win against you last week. It wasn't going to be 2 in a row for those guys this week.
No, I'll see what I can do about keeping them out of victory lane next week, too.
Well, let's talk about get a little cocky as we go here, and that's pretty cool, but I understand even though you guys are out here swapping paint and beating banging on each other, I hear you guys run neck and neck in the party section over at the campground after the races.
Oh, we can definitely hang in the party section. Guys are welcome to stop over the camper with a Mexican flag to say hi. I don't have enough beer for all you people, but stop over and say hi.
All right, well, you heard it, folks. He's back in victory lane for his 4th win of the season. Let's hear it for Dwayne Manzer.
Dwayne and his buddy, our guest flagger, Eddie Jones, posing with the trophy at victory lane, and what a great sight that is. One more time while Eddie's down there to hear y'all from Tioga Motorsports Park, our winner, Dwayne Manzer and Eddie Jones. Special moment for a special young man down there for sure. Glad to have it happen here at Tioga Motorsports Park. Next up will be the Legends. Chris, you got something to say, man?
Yeah, Legends are coming up next. If anybody's not familiar with these cars, this is another inexpensive division to get started with racing. These guys coming up with these Legends automobiles, they buy them complete, ready, set up, and ready to go. All they do is put their fire suit on and jump in. French's Auto Parts up in Binghamton is the local dealer for these kind of cars. Anybody interested, you know, this is a real inexpensive class. These cars are complete. The tires that are run on these cars, as well as these factory stocks, they'll last you a whole complete season. So it's a good starter class for these guys, and hey, I'm telling you right now, you rub these Legends on the carpet and they'll go. I'm telling you, these guys put on a good show. They're coming up here next.
at Tioga in the Legends class. The field bunches together 2 by 2, comes up to speed, and they reach the start, and the green comes out. Prescott leads the field into turn number 1 and off 2 already. Jason Urso takes a peek coming off the corner. He gets around Ed Evans on the inside to take over second. Ben Reynolds, first time he's driving the number 45. That's a car normally driven by Tony Hanbury. Again, Phil Slater was going to be the one in that car. It couldn't fit in the seat. Ben Reynolds a little bit closer in size to Tony Hanbury, so a better fit perhaps all the way around. Urso chasing Prescott for the lead, and now we got a side-by-side battle for third spot. Jason Urso found the inside lane. He's trying to make an inside pass on him, and we're going to look at the 3-wide thing. Rob Brierton, who won the heat here earlier tonight, looking to make it a 3-wide deal, thought better of it. Urso applying some heavy pressure, and there's a 3-wide deal for the Legends as they headed into turn number 1. Urso peeks to the inside of race leader Art Prescott. Urso looking to the inside. That lap still belongs to Prescott. Urso comes off 2, has the inside edge. And leading lap 5 will be Jason Urso. Prescott drops back to second. Brierton in third. He's hungry. You can see it. You saw it in his qualifier. Fourth spot is still Ben Reynolds, and they have pulled away a bit from Ed Evans, who's running in 5th, Pekoski in 6th, and Matt Prescott running in 7th. Top 4 have broken away from Ed Evans. He's leading that last group of 3. Brierton trying to reel in Art Prescott. About a car length separating those two in the battle for second spot. Brierton takes a peek to the inside as they got to turn number 1. Prescott closed the door on him, so Brierton has to go back to work as they come off turn number 4. Reynolds is there too. First time out in the Hanbury number 45. Urso looking for his first win of the 2003 season. How many times we've seen Jason Urso and Darren Shear. Jason Urso and Darren Shear, and Darren's not here tonight. 5 to go. Glenn gives the field the signal. Prescott drifted a bit high, but Brierton to round as they got into turn number 1. Rob Brierton looking for racing room. Ed Evans still running in 5th position, just ahead of Justin Pekoski and Matt Prescott in the number 22 machine. Brierton. And he brings along Ben Reynolds as Prescott drifted and gave them the room they needed. Brierton takes over second spot on lap number 12. Make that 13, he'll be credited with that spot. And with 2 to go, it has been Jason Urso, although on this night he has not been able to pull away and run away with this thing. Brierton has been coming on strong. He used patience to take over second, and over this final lap, let's see if Rob Brierton can make it a sweep if he has anything for Jason Urso. Perhaps Brierton needing a few more laps. Comes off turn number 4, and the win is going to go to Jason Urso. Brierton second. Ben Reynolds will run in third. Fourth goes to Art Prescott. Matt Prescott nips. Ed Evans at the stripe. And Justin Petkoski rounds out the field.
Jason Urso to climb from his machine. This is his first win this season. He's virtually dominated Legends Racing here in the Northeast. 1998 national champion, traveled all up and down the East Coast, competing in events from North Carolina to Maine, all the way up into Canada. BF Goodrich national champion from 1998. He's been calling Tioga Motorsports Park his home since he started, and he's out of the car. Let's get a quick word with Mr. Urso. First of all, congratulations and welcome back to Victory Lane. It's been a while.
Yeah, I just got the new car back together, ran it last night, finished second, and first tonight.
Well, let's talk about the reason why you do have a new car. You were down in North Carolina screwing around a couple of weeks ago, and you got into a little bit of an accident?
Yeah, I was running on the outside of Charlie Daniels' granddaughter, and there was an accident in front of us, and she turned to avoid it and sent my car flying in the air and totaled it.
The Charlie Daniels Bluegrass Band?
That's him.
You were racing against his daughter, and she wrecked you?
Granddaughter.
Granddaughter, and she wrecked you?
Yeah.
You mean she was beating you when you wrecked?
No, I was going to pass her.
Oh, you were making the pass on Charlie Daniels' granddaughter. But we heard from reports from people that were down there, that was a pretty hard hit. That forced you to order a new chassis. And I was telling the folks before you guys went racing how simple these cars were to build. How long did it take you to switch this thing over into a complete new chassis?
Doing it by myself, about 2 weeks.
2 weeks to get her? That's nonstop working or just a little bit at a time?
A little bit at a time.
But these cars are pretty simple. Let's talk about that race. I mean, once you got out in front, you had to work on that 42 car. I believe it's Art Prescott for a little while. Were you just toying with him, or was she hooked up tonight?
No, he's going pretty good. I tried to get underneath him a couple times, and he kept it on the bottom. I couldn't get on the outside, so I just waited for him to slide up a little bit and made my move.
So once you're out in front, you go from going playing offense to playing defense. We're just pretty much cruising?
I was watching them in the mirror, make sure they weren't getting a little close, and I seen Rob made a run for it at the end, but I hung on.
You guys, of course, are all friends. You compete at different events all up and down the East Coast over the last couple of seasons, so kind of nice. You've dominated Legends Racing here for the last 5 or 6 years. You're the only guy to ever win a track championship here, but Darren Shearer, he's been coming up through the ranks. He's looking forward to doing some battling with you next week.
He's not here this week. I don't think we're here next week.
Well, we'll have you back soon, folks. Well, let's hear it. It's his first trip to Victory Lane this season. Let's hear it for Jason Urso. Hang on, Jason, one more quick job for you. Anybody that purchased any Relay for Life tickets, we're going to go ahead and draw that winner right now.
Street stocks and the late models tonight. Pace car pulling into the infield. All eyes now on Jim House, Derek Tarbuck, Ziggy, and the Mad Hatter. They're going to bring the field off of turn number 4. They're going to hit that stripe, and the feature is underway. Side by they go through turn 1 and into turn 2 down the back straightaway. Not much has changed. Here comes Ziggy. Ziggy looking to make it a 3-wide deal. Gets on the brakes and keeps on motoring. Ziegler takes over second spot. Derek Tarbuck, sure early leader, lap number 1. Boy, what an exciting first lap that was. Sunderland holding down third spot. Then it's Matt Visengard, RJ Zacharias, and in 6th right now, Chris Doherty. The freight train rolls through turns 1 and 2. Nobody jumping out of line in the early going, knowing this is a little bit of an extra distance race for them tonight. 25 laps. 7th spot is Jim House. 8th is Chris Clark. 9th, Billy Coyle. Gilson just made an inside move to take over 10th ahead of Bar Terry, Scott Regan, and Matt Held. Tarbox comes off turn number 2 and down the back straight with about a 2-car advantage over Bob Ziegler. And the black flag was about to be displayed to Matt Held. He came off the corner, spun into the infield, and instead of seeing black, we're going to see yellow. And the field gets to that line. We are back racing, working lap number 5. Ziggy got trapped in the outside, and it's cost him a number of positions. He was second when we went back to racing, now trying to hang on to 5th. Zacharias peeks to the inside of Tom Sunderland. They're side by side going through the corners. Zacharias comes off turn number 4 in second spot. That opened up some racing room for Matt Visengard. And you know Chris Doherty's doing everything he can get to get alongside Sunderland. And Doherty also takes over 4th spot. Sunderland goes from 2nd back to 5th in a hurry. Two by two at the front of the field. RJ putting some heat on Derek Tarbox. Chris Doherty running with Matt Visengard. We saw this last week, only Visengard going for the lead. Doherty finishing in 3rd position last week. And the next duo is that one of Tom Sunderland and Bob Ziegler. RJ now peeks to the high side, and Tarbox cuts him off as they head into turn number 1. RJ took a peek to the outside, and as they got close to turn number 1, Tarbox put an end to that effort. Doherty trying to find his way around Matt Visengard for 3rd position. Well, Matt Visengard taking advantage of the restart deal, and he's doing battle with RJ Zacharias. Takes over 2nd spot on lap number 11. RJ running in 3rd position. And Visengard giving up his 3rd place run on the track, a problem in the 78 machine. We talked about early in the season how that car had an overheating and a transmission problem. Visengard out of this one. It is RJ Zacharias still holding down 2nd spot. As the field hits the halfway signal, Derek Tarbox has led every lap, and there goes Billy Coyle, Bart Terry, and Scott Regan. We are going to go under caution now for sure. Billy Coyle, Scott Regan, and Bart Terry all involved in that tussle here, coming down the front straightaway and puts us under caution. And we had just nicely talked about Matt not nicely, but just talked about Matt Visengard, something developing on the number 78 and forcing him out of this one while he was running in 3rd position. Last week's feature winner sits over there in the pits. I believe he lost that lap. I'm not sure what they're attempting. And proud to tell you that the Relay for Life winner came forward, so the other 2 tickets are now not valid. Don Blakeman from Chemung has won the Relay for Life American Cancer Society 50-50. Don on his way back to his seat. Thanks for supporting the American Cancer Society and their Relay for Life 50-50. Again, our regular 50-50 is going to be up there in the Zacharias, Chris Doherty, Tom Sunderland, and Bob Ziegler. Green comes back out. We go back to work. Very quickly, RJ takes that inside line away from Derek Tarbox, and here comes Chris Doherty, Mr. Three-Peat, trying to take over second. Derek is trying to get in there behind Chris Doherty and force Tom Sunderland around the long way. RJ looking for his first win of the season. Mr. Doherty looking for number 4. Derek looking to break into the column for the first time ever. Sunderland and Ziggy making it the top 5 with now 10 laps remaining. Doherty applying a lot of pressure to our leader, RJ Zacharias. Doherty about a half a car length is all that's will make it a car length separating him from our race leader, RJ Zacharias. RJ with 4 top 5 finishes, including runner-up on 3 occasions. He missed our opener with the car engine not quite being ready, but it seems ready tonight. RJ continues to lead. Lap number 18 goes up on the board. Chris Doherty, the chaser. Tarbox running solidly in 3rd position. This time by, the field will get the 5 to go signal. RJ Zacharias 5 laps away from a win. Looking to be the 3rd winner on the 2003 season. Coming up on the slower car, Matt held Matt several laps down. The 28 car hugging the inside groove so the leaders can go on past. And the caution is going to come out. Jim House is in the infield up there in turn number 3. That is the reason for this caution. Jim House up there in the infield in turn number 3. Green comes out, and Chris Doherty 4 laps away from parking one of these beautiful cars in victory lane. Doherty hopes it's him for the 4th time. RJ hopes it's him for the first time in the 2003 season. Tarbox continues to run in 3rd. Sunderland has broken away from Ziggy and putting some heat on Tarbox for the 3rd position. This time by, it's going to be 2 to go for our race leaders, RJ Zacharias and Chris Doherty. Field goes down the back straightaway. Just a little over half a mile remaining in this 25-lap event for the street stocks. RJ Zacharias takes the white. Chris Chris Doherty applying the chrome horn just a bit as they came off turn number 2. Coming down, the black and white is in sight. And tonight, it's belonging to RJ Zacharias.
Proved again once tonight. Derek Tarbox almost snuck away with his first feature win ever. He's out of the car. He's out of the car. There you go. Well, welcome back to Victory Lane. You've been track champion here in the past, and things are back on track for this season, but it's been a while since you've been to Victory Lane here.
Oh, yeah, it's been a long time. I'm glad to be back, and running against these guys now, they caught up to me. They're probably even better than me, but with my crew, Nick, Dana, my girlfriend Kristen helps on the car. Nick takes all of his time during the winter, and he takes time away from his family, Brandy and Aaliyah. And
so what you're trying to say is without your crew, you'd be junk. Otherwise, with all their hard work and commitment, they got you back into Victory Lane. Had nothing to do with the driver behind the wheel?
Oh, not really. That's all I do is get behind the wheel. I let Nick and these guys take care of the rest. My brother Terry helps us a lot with it. We got Scott Bostwick and Bob Donovan from Gene's Auto Body in Waverly, who does all of our body work for us, all the paint work and stuff. And we got Dominic and David Retorto, who helped us a lot with the cage and everything. McGuire Septic and Service out of Rome. He's awesome. We met him last year, and he's been big help to us. Got Bowen Trucking, who helps us a lot. Southern Tier Transmission, who keeps the car going. Snyder Racing Engines, who builds us one hell of a race engine. Let me think. Snell Shrouds. And Morgan.
Yeah. Let's talk about the race now. These fans came here and watched you put on a heck of a show coming up through the pack. You got up to second. You got up to Tarbox. He ran a heck of a race, keeping a good line. You only got by him, it seemed like, because of that last restart you had with 5 to go.
Oh, yeah, I was hoping for a restart because my car was sticking pretty good low, and I figured if I could just get on it a little bit earlier than he did, I could go. So I was hoping for a caution. But not towards the end when I had to lead when Dory was behind me because I knew what he could do on restarts.
He's got a nasty car as yours as well. You guys have been known to mix the paint up here in the last couple of seasons. So he snookered you with a couple of wins a couple of weeks ago, but you finally got one back on him.
Oh, yeah, we got one back on him. But Doherty, he's a good racer and stuff. I mean, people bicker back and forth, but everybody's friends down here. And I'd like to thank all the fans for coming down tonight and supporting us all. And I got to thank Chandler Racing Chassis, who rebuilt this car from just about scratch after we wrecked it at Oswego. And what else? Who else?
You know, I got more races to go tonight.
Oh, yeah, Zach Graphics.
All right, well, he's back in Victory Lane for the first time this season. Let's hear a thunderous round of applause. He thanked you. Let's thank him back. It's RJ Zacharias.
I guess Chris was politely saying enough is enough, RJ. We got a lot of racing left to go. Of course, next out will be the 25-lap late. Will we see a new face in Victory Lane? 25 laps from now, we'll decide that. Mr. Outside, Kevin Dobler, and around goes Mr. Lapolis. And the miracle that is the caution flag ignites the number 8 car and makes it. And a complete restart. Wow, look at Lamoureux. Does he want to win or what? Lamoureux, the first to hit turn number 3 with a nice inside move as Billy Coyle kicks up some dirt on the back straightaway. George Swansboro on the inside of Charlie Pike trying to make a charge toward the front. Kevin Dobler running in second spot. Third is the Craig Trella machine. Trella had been our pole sitter. Fourth, Coyle. Fifth, Joe Beretta. John Wilbur running in sixth right now. And George Swansboro, a little loose going into turn number 1. He had to slow down and correct his car. Charlie Pike had to get on the brakes as well. Lamoureux, that new machine, not disappointing him. I believe there's only been 2 races or 3 he has run this year that he did not win, and that is called a 360 on the part of Billy Coyle. Kevin Dobler trying to stay with him on this restart. Side by side for, whoa, George Swansboro making it 3 wide. Gets around Beretta and Glenn Lapolis. And now he makes an outside move on Craig Trella. Wow, he has already moved up to 4th position and coming on strong. Lapolis now peeks inside Beretta. That is a move for 6th position. Great 3-way battle for 2nd position. Kevin Dobler has the spot. John Wilbler is right there, following in his tire tracks. George Swansboro there as well, perhaps anticipating some contact or something just ahead of him. Glenn Lapolis still running in the 5th position. 6th now being disputed between Joe Beretta, who just took over the spot from Craig Trella. Wilbur peeks to the inside of Kevin Dobler as they come off turn number 4, and George Swansboro would appear to be out of this one. Swansboro not having a good season, and Crazy George, well, not real sure what he's going to do. The car is stalled up there in turn number 1. You would think he would have pulled into the pits to keep this race under green. Pace car goes back into the infield. Racing resumes. Working lap number 10 of 25. And around goes Kevin Dobler and Glenn Lapolis slowing up there in turn number 2. Single file start. Jim Lamoureux, John Wilbur, Joe Beretta, Charlie Pike, and looks like we got problems up in turn 4. And you see the damage to the right rear of Joe Schneider. And we see green again. Lamoureux looking for win number 4. John Wilbur looking to break into victory lane. Joe Beretta got a career first here a couple weeks back. Joe in the number 21, riding in 3rd position. Charlie Pike, his first appearance here this season, running in 4th, and it's Craig Trella in 5th. Billy Coyle peeks to the inside of Trella. A little bit of contact there, a little bit of paint swapped. Trella maintains the spot. That is a battle for 5th spot. Trella has the position, and now he finds Glenn Lapolis on the inside. Lapolis now takes over 5th in his attempt to get back up at the front of the field. Kevin Dobler working the outside of Billy Coyle a little bit further back. That is a battle for 7th position. Wilbur, about a car length is all that's separating him from Joe Beretta in 3rd position. Halfway point is the indication given to our race leader, Jim Lamoureux. Lamoureux buying that new car over the winter to win. That is what he bought it for, was to win. Two by two, they battle for second, third, and fourth and fifth. Charlie Pike has fourth position. Glenn Lapalus has caught him. And of course, points so valuable. Lapalus in the championship chase with Jim Lamoureux. Lamoureux with about a 4-second lead over second place runner John Wilbur. Second, third, fourth, and fifth seem pretty equal in their performance here tonight. Laps are clicking away for Jim Lamoureux. Lamoureux already with a lap car in sight and a little trouble up here in turn number 4, and that is going to eliminate that big lead that Lamoureux had. It was about 4 seconds over second place runner John Wilbur. And let's see if John Wilbur, looked like he may have been nipping away at Lamoureux's lead a little bit in the latter part of that green flag run. Let's see if we got a race, and he spins the leader. John Wilbur turning around the race leader, Jim Lamoureux. His win. That race was ended at lap 19 a few weeks back. This time he's got Glenn Lapalus right there, and let's see what Lamoureux can do over the final 6 laps. Lapalus peeks to the inside as they come off turn number 2 and down the straightaway. Beretta cuts him off in turn number 3. Five to go in this late model feature event. Lamoureux has caught the 25 of Dobler. Lapalus peeks to the inside, gets into the Beretta machine, goes off the track, and he's going to try and spin and save the car, and that is going to slow everybody up. Lapalus still running in second position. A little nudge to Kevin Dobler from Jim Lamoureux. He's back up to third position. Charlie Pike now peeks to the inside. Joe Beretta leading this one this time by. He's going to get the 2 to go signal as Lapalus now being challenged by Jim Lamoureux, and we've got some contact up there in turn number 3 and 4. It's going to put us under caution. Well, this late models are looking more and more like modifieds as this race goes on. Beretta steps on the gas, and the field goes green. 2 laps to go. Paulus goes back to work on Joe Beretta as Jim Lamoureux goes around Charlie Pike on the outside. White flag for Joe Beretta and Glenn LaPolis. And there goes Jim Lamoureux. We got a 3-way battle for this race lead. Down the back straightaway, 3 cars battling it out for the win. Who is it going to be as they come off the corner and down the front straightaway? It is a drag race won by Joe Beretta.
He's been racing late models for the past about 7 years. He got back to victory lane then. He's back in victory lane tonight. Joe Beretta, come on over. You're developing quite a little racer there a couple of weeks ago when you got your first win. A couple of weeks ago, it was the benefit of some action up in front of you, but this time, man, you just had the pedal to the metal. Things fell your way. This car's hooked up.
Yeah, we worked on it all week. We worked on it for like 7 hours Thursday night. We took it down my friends and Chuck Schartzer and Mike Adams. I got to thank them, and my brother Angelo, who worked so hard, and Chester Dillenback. I can't ask them enough for them. These guys work real hard on this car. We work a lot of hours on it, and you know, if you want to be consistent and have a championship, you got to do what you got to do.
Well, let's talk about the beating and banging that was going on out there. It was a regular slugfest amongst everybody out there. Wilbur got into the 37 car, caused an accident there. You missed that one just by inches. I do not know how you cleared that accident out there. But once you got out front, the 8 car was rubbing with you nice and easy. You guys were mixing up pretty good out there.
It was like the days of thunder. You just close your eyes and go through.
All right, well, that's his second win of the 2003 season. Let's hear it for your feature winner. It's Joe Beretta.
That is a little sneak preview of what's to come. Couldn't have been set off at a better time. Glenn Stilson, Phil Slater, Cody Gregg, and Dean Ripcom at the front of the pack. Stilson with another good jump on the start brings that inside line with him, including Cody Gregg and Richie Vanderpool. While the outside lane's a little bit slower behind Phil Slater. Slater right now holding down fifth spot. He's got company on the inside. Patty Pruitt right there. 72 of Terry Potrabowski. Stilson with about a 3-car length edge on this second lap over Cody Gregg, Richie Vanderpool, Chris Clark, and Patty Pruitt. Chuck Frisbee, one of the few cars running that outside groove as we speak. A couple of them were out there and got in, and a couple cars are going to spin in tandem. Ryan Bowen, Wayne Alice, and Billy Pruitt. The 22 of Billy Pruitt has gone over the edge up there just before turn 4. Gary Volk Jr. turns him loose. Glenn Stilson. Contact Cody Gregg and Richie Vanderpool. Everybody else kind of scattering. And Chuck Frisbee, the one that's finding some problems, as are some others. That's our point leader, Chris Clark. Chris Clark seems attached to Cody Gregg. Marine comes back out. That's the way it's going to be in favor of this one. The caution's going to stop the way. corners and coming off the turn number 4. And Terry Zacharias looks like he may be slowing a bit as he hit turn number 3, then the 71 machine. A little bit of contact, and that's going to suspend Ben Reynolds around facing traffic. Dwayne Ellis with nowhere to go gave him a gentle tap. Could have been a lot worse for Ben Reynolds as the field was coming around the corner. Single file restart. Glenn Stilson, Richie Vanderpool, Patty Pruitt, and Dean Ripkema. Brian Bowen to the high side of Jake Robb. Looks him up to the line. Side-by-side battle in front of him just sorted itself out. Jerry Norcock had been running alongside Gene Sharpstein. Sharpstein running in 6th position. Norcock in 7th. Back up front, it's still Glenn Stilson, Richie Vanderbilt, Patty Pruitt, and Dean Ripkema. Wayne Lent running in 5th position. Lent looking for a way around Dean Ripkema. He takes a peek to the inside as they go down the back straightaway. He'll fall in line behind him, and Jerry Norcock again in that outer groove alongside the Sharpstein number 77. Stilson has about a 3-car edge over Richie Vanderpool. They pulled away a good bit from Patty Pruitt. She's leading that freight train involving 6 cars, third on back. Sharpstein. Next time by, it's going to be halfway for Glenn Stilson. Your pole sitter jumped out to a lead on all of the restarts that ensued. Outside of Sharpstein. Bowen is right there to check out that action. That is a battle for 7th and 8th position. Bowen takes it high, kicks up a little dirt, tries to hang on to the car. He does, but he loses a spot. Chuck Frisbee gets the spot, and this time it's going to be Phil Slater getting turned around up there in turn number 4. They can keep this under green. Slater does keep us under green, but he's going to lose a lap. Hats off to Phil Slater for keeping this caution plate race under green flag conditions. Richie Vanderpool wishing he could pull a hat out of the bag and try and find a way around the race leader. Slater still a lap car in second. Third and fourth place cars got around 5th place runner Wayne Lent right now trying to work him. And Lent got driven high on the track. That opened up some room for Sharpstein and Norcock. They get on by Lent. Loses 2 positions with 5 laps to go. From a victory, it'll be his first of the season. This time by, Gary Falk puts the twin sticks in the air and gives Glenn Stilson the 2-to-go signal. Richie Vanderpool continues to run second, and the yellow comes out for Jake Robb, sitting in a bad spot up here in turn number 1. And the green comes out. 3 laps remaining for Glenn Stilson. Once again, Stilson pulls away. Got about a 2-car length advantage over Richie Vanderpool. The sticks are in the air. Glenn Stilson gets the 2 to go. As problems continue for Bill Slater, he's already a lap down. He's going to again keep our race under the green. Lent and Norcott going side by side. Battle for the 6th spot. White comes out for Glenn Stilson. Coming down, the checkered flag is in sight. Win number 1 goes to Glenn Stilson.
Get a quick word from our female finisher in third. You had a good run out there. I seen some sparks flying on the thing. How's she running?
It's a little bit loose right now, but the guy's working on it, going to get the looseness out for me, and hopefully we're going to be able to be pretty decent for the second one.
Well, you got another 20-lapper coming. Were you pretty much just riding, holding on to it, trying to save the tires, or were you really going for it there?
No, I was pretty much riding, trying to save the tires. I knew the guys in front of me, they were going pretty hard and going to burn them off, so I want to make sure I at least have something left for the second 20 here for the second.
All right, that's Pat.
Seems like there's enough cautions. We'd make a couple and lose a couple. Just couldn't race and we couldn't make any ground. They're making some changes. Maybe we'll be a little better.
All right, that's Wayne Lang. He's going off from the pole position, coming up for the second 20.
Corey Norcott drifted on that start. A lot of cars having to take evasive action when Jerry Norcott not quite up to par on that start. And another one that had to get off the throttle was Chuck Frisbee. It cost him a number of positions. He is near the back of the pack. However, it was necessary on that start. Wayne Lent, your leader, over Gene Sharpstein, Patty Pruitt, Glenn Stilson, who had started this one in 7th position, is up to 4th. And looks like Jake Rowden, the number 1, is out of this one, going into the pits. Not up to speed. Stilson looking racy. He's doing battle there with Patty Pruitt for the 3rd position. Right behind him is Dean Ripkema, back to 5th. Then it's Brian Bowen and Richie Vanderpool. Sharpstein continues to run in 2nd spot. He's about a car length ahead of Patty Pruitt, who's holding down 3rd. Stilson, winner of race number 1, is in 4th position. Still in 5th. Brian Bowen right on the rear deck of it would be up for the 5th spot. Richie Vanderpool has some company behind him in the form of Jerry Norcott. Norcott keeps to the outside of Vanderpool as they head for turn number 1. Had to quickly get in back behind Vanderpool as Clark was there. Clark hanging on to his point lead. Guy chasing him just ahead of him on the track. Norcock and Chris Clark exchanging some paint over there in turn number 2. Lost them several positions. Stilson trying to find a way around Patty Pruitt's number 8 as Brian Bowen dives inside Dean Ripkema to take over 5th spot. Bowen up to 5th. Off the pace, looks like he 97 machine heading toward the pits. Ken is out of this one. Top 2 and pulled away from that battle for 3rd spot. Now has the position. Stilson looking to find his way around. driver holding the cross flags up in the air. This time by, it's going to be 10 down and 10 remaining. John Frisbee goes coming off turn number 4. He lost about 2 spots to Norconk and Billy Pruitt. Clark takes a peek to the outside in their battle for position. Run for Gene Sharpstein, his first time here in the Summer. First time here this season, anyway. Wayne Lent turns up the wick. It's a little bit more distance between himself and the second place runner. Lent knows the laps are winding down. Stilson still trying to get the 99 underneath the 8 machine as they come off turns 2 and 4. Goes back to work, but Patty slams the door on him up in turn number 3. She continues to hold down the 3rd position. Phil Slater, his problems continue. Chuck Frisbee doing a good job of avoiding him, but Phil Slater bringing out now our second caution in this one. Winner of this one will draw the restart swap. Sharpstein doing a great job keeping there with Wayne Lent. Sharpstein's first appearance of the 2003 season here at the track. Second. Still trying to find his way around Patty Pruitt. Stilson peeks to the inside of Pruitt once again up there as they approach turn number 3. Had to back off. Now it's who? Left or Wayne Lent? Applying the chrome horn to Patty Pruitt to try and get around her. One flag comes out for Wayne. Yet another new face in victory lane here this 2003 season, and the win is going to go to Wayne Lent over Gene Sharpstein. Patty Pruitt, Lent Stilson, and Brian Bowen. Here tonight. Will we go for 3? Richie Vanderpool certainly hopes that is affirmative. Vanderpool. That inside lane, the place to be this time. Bowen, who had started in 3rd, running now in 2nd. Billy Pruitt goes to the outside. Pruitt running in 3rd spot. Couple cars coming together, and it took some evasive driving on the part of Terry Petrobowski to not spin out. He did a great job, lost a few positions, but we're under the green. Vanderpool with about 4-car advantage over Brian Bowen. Billy Pruitt right behind him. Then it's Patty Pruitt, Glenn Stilson, and Gene Sharpstein. Once again, we see Glenn Stilson behind Patty Pruitt, and he goes to work with that chrome horn just as he had in the fryer with his peaks to the inside. She thought it was a little excessive in that first race. Let's keep an eye on that battle for the 4th spot. A little bit further ahead, Billy Pruitt running with Brian Bowen. Wilson and Grant peaks to the inside of Patty Pruitt as they came off turn number 2 and 4. He takes a peek. She is first in 1 and 3, however. Right behind Stilson, the winner of race number 1. Solid runs here tonight for him. And Wayne Lent. He restarted in 7th, still in 7th position. And Richie Vanderpool, the laps are clicking away. Vanderpool about 3-car advantage. And Brandon O'Reilly is going to go pit side. He's out of this one. And Wayne Lent looked like he lost the handle just a bit, and that's happening right in front of Chris Clark. In a position to pick up a win, Brian Bowen, hoping to be the spoiler here at Tioga. Bowen jumps to the high side, opening up that inner groove for Billy Pruitt. Pruitt right there takes a peek to the inside of Vanderpool, not finding anything there. It's a great side-by-side battle. They touch wheels, and Billy is going to go around and spin out of harm's way. 9 down, 11 remaining in this third and final race here tonight for the B Modifieds. Green comes back out. Richie Vanderpool goes back to work. First two are factors in this finale as well. Vanderpool, Bowen, Pruitt, Stilson, Sharpstein, and Lent. Enter Chris Clark. He is still the point leader by 2 points, and he's up to... Oh, see the Bowen number 47 requiring a tandem tow. That is Brian's primary car. And with a race tomorrow, I think it's safe to say that he will be running in his backup machine tomorrow. And the white flag comes out. We're going to try and get the final 9 laps of this one in the books. everybody bundling up to stay warm out there. 9 laps remaining, and then the fireworks. Richie Vanderpool now being chased by Patty Pruitt, Glenn Stilson, Gene Sharpstein. And Patty Pruitt makes an inside move on Richie Vanderpool in turn 1 and comes off turn number 2. Contending for the lead and off turn number 4. Let's see who's going to lead. Lap number 12, and it is Patty Pruitt. Richie Vanderpool, something is broken on the number 20, and he has lost a ton of positions. Gary Folk not happy with Glenn Stilson and company. He has indicated to him all night to watch his driving style. And he peeks to the inside. Next time by, he'll be waving at the field as Richie Vanderpool's night ends up here. He is slowing, and you hear the car backfiring. He's trying to get him off the track. And it is 5 to go for Patty Pruitt. Pruitt with about a 3-car advantage now over Glenn Stilson. He's got about a car length on Gene Sharpstein. Wayne Lent, Chris Clark in 5th. Dean Ripkema has company now on the work in the high side. It's Billy Pruitt, and Ripkema takes a peek into the infield grass, and he's going to keep the race under the green. Hats off to Dean. Patty Pruitt. There was a night that she took a jump in the point standings. Tonight is the night. She has now pretty much doubled the advantage that she had over Glenn Stilson. It's up to about 6 car lengths now. With 2 to go for Patty Pruitt. Sparks flying from Glenn Stilson. His car is broken, and Glenn Stilson Glenn Stilson is slowed and stopped on the entrance to the pits. Going to see if we can keep this one under green for the final lap. And the caution will come out. Primarily for safety reasons, as you know. Patty Pruitt, Gene Sharpstein, the chaser in the 77. Sharpstein takes, oh, well, forget the 21 lapper.
All right, now we got that out of the way. Patty Pro, you're back in victory lane again. Congratulations.
Thank you. I need to thank the crew. I can't.
She's real tired. She's worn out, folks. She took on one of the best these guys had to throw her. Let's talk about strategy. You were riding second for a real long time. All of a sudden, you picked up the throttle. Look at folks. She's even shaking like a leaf. Let's hear it.
I saw Richie get loose, or he got pushed, and I don't know, but I was able to get underneath him on the restart there. And actually, when we made a little bit of contact, that fixed my car with a handling problem with whatever it did to it, and it was a rocket ship after that. And we were.
So you're saying the accident helped you?
It helped with whatever I hit with him. It helped it.
Well, let's talk about some of the sponsors that help you get back to victory lane. This is your second trip back here. It's got to feel pretty special knowing that you're back to victory lane so quick.
Yeah, I definitely need to thank my parents, my mom and dad especially.
Great job.
And I need to thank my husband Billy and the crew and everything for all the support that they've given me for the whole years I've been racing. And like I said, without the support, I couldn't be doing it.
She's a female racing in a man's world, and she's whooping up on him every week. Let's hear it for her second feature win of the season. It's the number 8 of Patty Pruitt. Car alarm went off.
I like going on and off in the car.